Hello and welcome to Drivin Dads again. I'm David.
8. We should have like a song by now.
I'm David. That's Donovan.
I'm looking at.
Okay, welcome. A bit of a sort of catch-all today. Not a huge amount of car news.
It's been quite well. There's lots of news, and this is the problem over the press releases, especially in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of charity stuff.
Yeah.
Like Isuzu, General Motors. Okay, not General Motors. Like, but they're all just like, we support this charity. We gave Hyundai gave some car to someone, and you're just like, really?
Yeah.
So dull.
Oh no.
Oh no. We do have something really big to talk about.
Oh, yes.
That we actually have to start with. It's that flippin' Ferrari.
Oh, yes.
I got sent this by a friend of mine. You can see it's quite recent by the Springbok shirts in the picture. This was a 1 of 4 Ferrari
335. 1957.
1957, 1 of 4, found in a barn in Dainpies.
Okay. This is the real 335. It is insane. Ronaldo bought one of these.
Which Ronaldo? Because you know there's two. Like,
Cristiano Ronaldo, whatever.
God, I hate soccer.
Anyway, one of the Ronaldos, well, the rich one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo bought one of these.
Yeah, he paid a freaking fortune for it. Okay, so this is a real one. If this is authenticated, if this has the right VIN number, you're looking at something incredible here.
It's insane, eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just looking at it, okay. Now, there were slight variations between the different 335s.
Mm-hmm.
The pictures I've seen of other 335s have a different intake on the side.
Oh, really?
Okay, they got silver, not this black here. Unless there's a piece missing. Okay, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'd have to go have a look. And so, which I'd love to go have a look. But, I mean, the 335 is actually something quite special. Yeah, so, like I say, 1 of 4.
And you look at those wheels. So those are, you have to hit them off with a copper hammer.
Yeah.
You know.
This is essentially a full-on racing car from that time. But I'm just having a look. I mean, I'm just looking at some of the other cars around
so
it.
this picture gives a clue that the fact that it's probably in the right hands, because it looks like a single seater at the back there, and another at the wing here. So this is someone who.
The one on the bottom looks a bit like a Can-Am car.
Possibly. Yeah. Well, these guys are all into their racing. They race up at Swartkops.
But yeah, I mean, this has been sitting in a collection. But I mean,
it's flipping clean, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
The V12. Oh.
Yeah. That's
front engine V12.
Is it V12?
Yeah, it's V12.
So I mean, but yeah, that's quite a thing. But it just makes me wonder. What else? These barn finds always make you think. What else is out there?
Yeah, I know. There are a bunch of cars that I saw a barn find. Okay, grant there's a Pontiac racing car. Which is quite famous. I can't remember. It's a NASCAR one.
The Firebird. What's it?
Yeah.
The one with the big tall wing.
Yeah. There was a barn finder with that one the other day. But if I remember correctly, it didn't have the engine.
How is it?
But I mean, the barn find though, I think that everybody is hoping to find one day.
Yeah.
Is a Bugatti 57 Atlantic.
Oh, is that gone missing?
1 of 4. The Voiture, the black car, the one that belonged to a Tory Bugatti.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Before the war, it was sent off somewhere and then it disappeared. And somebody finds that, they reckon the price for that is probably, somebody buys it, even no matter what sort of condition it is. You're looking probably about 100 mil.
I'd be properly intimidated by something that's 1 of 4. I wouldn't actually want to own it. I wouldn't want to touch it. It's just it's too valuable. Yeah. I
mean, something like this, you're going to have to get Ferrari involved and actually just making sure everything is in I mean, there are specialists, but I mean, something 1 of 4? Yeah. You're not exactly going to have a specialist in the 335s.
So this is what Wikipedia says. Sport blah, blah, blah. 4.5 litre engine.
Yeah.
So now, 4 cars were produced in total.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 1 of 4. Had a V12 engine. In 2016, a 1957 Ferrari 335 Espada sold for 32 million euros in an auction.
Yeah, that's the one Ronaldo bought.
Yes. Does it say Ronaldo bought it?
Oh, no. I know it's the one he bought, yeah.
There's the actual article on that. So 32 million euros.
Yeah.
So that guy's sitting on, what's that, 600 million rand?
Yeah.
In a barn.
And you probably go for more.
Yeah. I mean, that's a stunning looking picture.
But as you can see, the intake on the side is slightly different. silver rather than black.
Yeah. Oh, that looks. Is that an intake or is that a tank or something?
Oh, I'm not quite sure. I haven't really had a very close look. But yeah, so I mean, slight variations, because I mean they're all hand built. So
yeah, but yeah, fun days, eh? But it just every time I see a barn find, I think, oh, what will you find in there? Because that happens a lot. You see them. And especially the common cars. I mean, I watched a guy on YouTube do one of a Pontiac Fiero, which is a commonly awful car in the States that he restored it. He found it like it was 20 years sitting in the mud. Yeah, they didn't even put it in a barn; they just left it outside. You know. So that was bad, but that was a lot of plastic stuff. Imagine how many city golfs are sitting in barns somewhere. And one day someone's going to be like, ooh, this one has 3 doors instead of 5. I'd like, yeah. But that's amazing to think. So, hey, whoever's got this, whoever owns it, like, I wish you well. Like, good luck. Yeah. And I hope you get more than 32 million for it, euros. Because that's...
that's a hell of a the market for these things is shot.
I wonder how the hell it wound up in South Africa, because that for me is another.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting story.
So they say 1 in 4. Yeah, and I wonder if they have a record of who it was.
Yeah, the Ferrari 355 register.
Oh wait, they do start. So one was crashed.
Yeah, that I didn't realize there was actually one involved in the famous Le Mans crash, Miglia crash.
Okay, so now there's a 1 of 3.
Yes.
Potentially. So the other one is in the hands of Peter Collins due to the actions. Only a single was entered in the next round.
Into the Nürburgring, yeah.
Okay. So they say a Ferrari was sold for 32 million, so it's not that same one.
No.
So now we know where 2 of the 3 are, and this is the 3rd.
Well, just quickly go back. There's actually a register for them.
Oh, the register. This is investigative journalism at its best.
Okay, 355 register total. Okay, so there's that one. Okay.
Converted from 315 Sport.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
So I'm guessing it's not the last one. Look, the bodywork on that is wrong. So which one is it then?
Something's weird, Dylan.
Okay.
Is it real or is it fake?
It looks pretty good.
I mean, I'm stumped, eh?
I mean, people don't have a photo of like the serial number.
Yeah.
And obviously solve the issue.
That's curious, eh?
That is very curious. The other 3 are accounted for, judging by that.
Yeah, unless I mean, even surely it was not the rebuilt one.
Unlikely Ferrari would have rebuilt it. Yeah, after something like that.
Would someone else have rebuilt it? Well, I don't know if you heard it here first, but we don't know. But I suppose I'm gonna now dig around, because if there's 1 of 4 and there's a register of these things, let's see what we can find. Because I think it's probably closer to being a 315 than a 335.
Yeah, the 335 had just had a different engine.
Okay, so wow, this is how fascinating, eh? Like, what the hell? That's amazing. Next thing I want to look at, the Volkswagen Amarok was announced as the bakkie of the year for South Africa.
Okay.
Now, which is a weird one because it's not the best-selling bakkie.
Yeah.
And everyone was invited to participate and submit a vehicle. But like, you see those cars, and the Amarok hasn't changed much. They haven't released anything new.
Well, which Amarok is it? The new one based on the Ford Ranger?
Is it based on the Ford Ranger?
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
do Volkswagen make a better Ranger? So here's the write-up.
The new Amarok is the one based on the Ranger.
Okay, so it beat out the Nissan Navara, the GWM, the Mahindra pickup, the Peugeot Landtrek,
which is
Mitsubishi Triton, Isuzu D-Max, which is nice, and then there were 2 Amaroks submitted. There's no Ford Ranger in that pile.
Probably the reason why.
There's no Toyota in that pile.
Oh.
So there's no Hilux, there's no Ranger. So is it a valid award?
Well, declining the invitation to participate, Ford of Southern Africa indicated that the Car of the Year accolade for the Ranger was good enough for the company.
Okay. And then Toyota? The BT50 wasn't entered. For the competition, a privately owned Toyota Hilux double cab 2.8 4x4 GRS 80 was evaluated and scored. But as it was not an official entry, its results were not included in the final score. So, I mean, this is why I don't like these awards, because it's like, it's so empty.
In car of the year competitions, or in this case, bakkie of the year competitions, the problem is, but the pricing difference on some of these is probably going to be quite extreme. So between something like the Mahindra and the Amarok is going to be quite extreme.
Yeah,
I just think there's something missing. They just don't. I've looked at these competitions year after year after year, and very often the winners are just
it feels very fake. So cool. Amarok's a very nice bakkie though. Even the old ones. I'll never forget going on the skid pan. I was doing a course there at the Toyota test track, and like there's me and my old Volvo, some dude in like a Polo Classic, two guys on Toyota 86s, and then someone had a Quantum, and there was a guy in a Amarok. So everyone else managed to get the car sideways as you're supposed to for the course. Amarok would not step out. And the point was for you to lose control of the car so you could regain control of the car. You practice it. So I mean, what happens is you're on the skid pan and you're just turning in a circle, and it's like flip and slippery, and then the instructor's sitting next to you and he just randomly pulls the handbrake, and your car just goes and you have to do it. So quite fun. But the Amarok, no matter how hard they tried, okay, there's an electronic handbrake as well, which if you pull it goes into ABS, but they just they tried and tried, and they could not get this thing to step out on a skid pan. So I mean, that just shows how like the electronic systems they got in there, and it's obviously from the Audis as well. That's a really, really good bakkie, like from a safety perspective. I think it's very, very cool.
I remember reading something about it. So similar thing, guys were testing some thing that actually had to disable the ABS to actually enable them to get us to slide.
That's the one thing they didn't do. They didn't pull the fuse for that system, but you couldn't turn it off. Which I like, because people get stupid and turn it off. I remember driving that stupid BMW 740R. It had the 4.4 litre V8, like a stupid car. And I thought, I wonder what happens if you turn the traction control off. And I wasn't even it wasn't a busy road. I wasn't going fast. I just turned a corner. And you're not supposed to accelerate while you're turning. But I just went boom, and the car just wanted to go sideways. I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna put this thing back on. Because you don't want to wrap it around a tree or something. It's just because it's so quick to step out. And so you need those systems on the more powerful cars. So not having the option to turn it off, I think, is quite a nice safety feature. So I like, well done, but also along the lines of so this is going to be my last one, and then we'll get into other stuff. So so we talk about electric cars a lot. Right? And the last episode we went through the costs of electric cars versus petrol, blah blah blah. And basically, one of the things it showed was that hybrid is an absolute waste of time. Because it's just expensive. So Land Rover put out a press release saying you can have tons of fun in their plug-in hybrid Discovery. Is it Discovery? Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, so that so much of your driving can be done in electric mode. Right. With a range of 47 kilometers. So, are Land Rover admitting here that people don't buy their cars to go off-road?
I mean, seriously, 47 kilometers.
Are they saying that people buy this R1 million vehicle, super capable off-road, just to go to the shops? Are they admitting it? I mean, because that's what it feels like to me.
I mean, seriously, of the new Land Rovers and Range Rovers, I don't think I've ever seen a single muddy one.
No.
I mean, old ones, you see plenty of muddy ones there, but the new ones, they're just even the new Defenders, which are supposed to be the rough and rugged ones. No.
The paint is too nice. That's just
the wheels.
Everything's just so nice, and you're paying so much money for it. You really want to go scratch. That's why I like the Mahindra so much. It's a lot cheaper, capable, and you can.
I mean, look, let's face it. I mean, they're still amazing off road. I mean, I mean that's what they're famous for. I mean, one of the things I love about the new Land Rovers and Range Rovers is their vision system. Have you seen this? Where it's actually got a camera mounted.
Underneath,
so you can actually see what you're driving over.
That's very cool.
But you're never going to see them off road.
I just think it's such a funny admission. So when I saw this press release come out, I was like, okay.
Woohoo, 47 kilometers.
Just reading between the lines, it's like, oh, that's as far as we're going to drive our R1 million off-road supercar. I just thought it was such a funny thing to pick up on. It was so weird.
A whole 47 kilometers.
Should we look at the minis?
Okay. Okay. No, look, Okay, so you've had a look at these. You're not a huge fan of their styling. But they've launched the new minis. Okay. The thing is, let's face it, they're not minis anymore. Yeah. I mean, they are incredibly big. I mean, compare the size with that original mini.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. Anyway.
I'll tell you what's impressive is that first generation BMW Mini that came.
Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenally done.
Oh yeah, it was incredible design.
It captured the styling so beautifully.
But there was a very interesting thing when that Mini came out, the first of the BMW Minis. Mm-hmm. There were essentially three proposals that, well, at the time Rover, had for the Mini. Okay, so there was this one. Okay, there was another one that essentially was a combination. There was two sort of small and a big. Yeah. Okay. And there was a third, much more sporty proposal. Interestingly enough, what BMW did is actually showed the other two proposals along the way before they launched this one. I can't remember what the two sort of simple ones were. I think Me and Me Too. I'd have to look it up, but they were quite radical in a way. They didn't look at all like a Mini. Okay. The second one was launched. It was I think they called it the ATV 30. Okay. Which was quite a sporty looking thing, very much taking after the rally Minis and so on. And then this was obviously the final one that was chosen for production, obviously because it was so much more retro than the others. BMW also showed it at the same time that VW showed the new Beetle. Oh, yeah. Okay. Even though at the time it wasn't going into production for another year and a half, essentially to try and steal some of the Beetle's thunder. Yeah.
Well, I think they've done better than the Beetle.
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, we've had two new Beetles, and we're on our fourth new. Yeah. Anyway.
So they've come out with a new one.
New platform. So they launched the Cooper and the Countryman at the same time. Okay. The Countryman is actually essentially related to the X1, same chassis. Okay. Same sort of engine range. It'll come in petrol and electric. Mm-hmm. I think the Cooper is also coming in petrol electric, but I do stand to be corrected. But yeah, so it's an interesting evolutionary design. It's using what Mini's got a new design language. Okay. Yeah. So you can see it's a much simpler sort of styling wise, much flatter.
My problem with the Countryman in particular, I mean, this picture here shows it. It's enormous.
It's a big car. I mean, look, it's an X1 underneath.
Yeah. I mean, that is an enormous car.
It is a big car. Yeah.
And not that I have a problem with. I don't know whether it's it's probably just me being picky that you're calling it a Mini.
Yes.
And making it giant.
Yeah.
You know, and
Mini's was supposed to be launching a smaller Mini. Okay, there was the Ace Man. Originally, a while back, there was a concept called the Rocket Man, Mini Rocket Man, which was tiny. It's a little 3-seater. Okay, a proper, seriously small Mini. I think the not quite going that small again, but hopefully they'll think about doing something like that again in the future.
Yeah. So, the one here on the right, that's the Countryman. What's the other one?
The Cooper, the new Cooper, yeah.
And they've said, so they're pushing electric. Well, obviously they are, because that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that they've kind of nailed down a platform and things like that.
Correct, John.
I mean, of the two, I like the Cooper. I think there is something to it.
I mean, it looks like a Mini. I mean, it's a simplified design, which I actually like. I'm not a huge fan of the tail. It's got the tail lights are like these little triangular things on.
A picture of it. Somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a
bit like a Citroen.
A little bit. I'm not a huge fan of that tail. I mean, I love the previous generation Mini with essentially the Union Jack and the tail lights.
Look, they kind of got it there.
Yeah, but I mean, but at the same time, I mean, if they kept those tail lights, I mean, the design differences between the two cars when it's so small.
Yeah. So let's look down the line in terms of the tail lights, how they started. So I mean, they started off with that square kind of.
Yeah, that's something the original Mini.
The shape change didn't impact it too much. It still had the column feel. It evolved a bit. I love that Union Jack styling. I thought that was a brilliant touch.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw spy shots a while back for this, and I was like, I wasn't convinced. And I was seeing the production version also. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I mean, it's a Mini. It's in all likelihood, it's going to sell like hotcakes. I mean, they always have. I mean, that's why we're on to the fourth generation of it.
But they're nice and low. I really like them.
Yeah, I mean, they're fabulous to drive, especially things like the JCWs and so on. Which, interesting enough, they also did show the Countryman JCW as well, which essentially shares the same engine as the sort of M version of the X1. I think it's 2 liter. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be quite fun to tune around in.
We've spoken about it quite a lot, coming down to like small little town electric runarounds. I don't think the Cooper S is bad.
Yeah, for a small little city car, I mean, and it's going to have a lot of fun in it.
You get more than 47 kilometers out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, I suppose. It might grow on me that light. I did love that Union Jack.
Yeah.
That was very, very smart. But it doesn't look too different from
previous
gen. Look, there's an evolution there, and that's what you want, you know. Okay, so you also wanted to talk to me about the what's the word? Your ideal garage.
Yeah.
Top
5 cars. Okay, so this is something we thought about. We actually did try this on a lost episode of Drivin Dads. If you could choose any 5 cars for your garage, what would it be and why? Okay, so I had to think about this. I mean, one car I think jumped straight to the top of my pile. I knew straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's McLaren F1.
That's the top of everyone's pile.
Yeah. Okay, so McLaren F1. Okay, here is just. It redefined what a supercar could be. Okay, so engineering by Gordon Murray, styling by Peter Stevens, engine by BMW, Paul Roche, if I remember correctly, was an amazing car at the time.
Yeah, it still is. I mean,
yes. Okay. I mean, there are cars now that are faster, accelerate harder, but there's just something very, very special about this car.
I've heard that. You know, so if you have an accident in your car and the repair value is over 80% of the market value that they repair it. They write it off. They will never write off one of these cars because the value is increasing by that much all the time.
I mean, there's a famous story. Bernd Peterstreeter, who used to be head of BMW, had one of these. Yeah. He crashed it quite badly, but they took it back and repaired it. Ron Atkinson had one of these, also crashed it. Sure. I don't even know. Ron Atkinson is a huge petrol head. Yeah,
I've seen some of his cars.
Yeah, he's had an amazing collection. Anyway, so this car is something quite special. The 6.1 V12, top speed 231 miles per hour. Various iterations, the long tails, the racing versions. But for me, my favorite is just the original spec, basic. Especially they had the sort of gunmetal grey.
Oh yeah, I don't mind this like bronzy copper gold.
This is it actually has quite nasty, and I mean, so Gordon Murray, amazing engineer. I actually had the good fortune to actually meet him one time. He was here in Durban doing a lecture because he's actually went to Natal Tech.
No, is it?
Yeah, and he actually came and gave a lecture there.
I've got such a dad joke coming up. Are you a fan of Gordon Murray?
Yes.
But never mind. Did he make a fan call?
Yes.
Come on, David. Come on, David.
Well, I mean, you have a look at his new T50 fan car. Okay, its styling is essentially it's the next generation sort of F1.
I'm disappointed in you.
Okay. Do you take it again?
No.
Okay.
What's the next car?
Okay, so I had a bit of a debate with myself between this and a Lotus 7, but this is a Lotus Elise. Okay, this is sort of the S2 version. Okay, the update. Okay, which is slightly sharper looking, new headlights, styling, and so on. But aluminium chassis, 1.8 liter engine. But as with all Lotuses, he doesn't.
Fun to drive.
Okay, as with all Lotuses, well, at the time, the idea, as Colin Chapman said, is just add lightness. Okay, so aluminium chassis to keep weight as low as possible. Yeah, so this is One of my cars I would love to have, especially this S2 series. I just love the concept of small, lightweight cars. I mean, McLaren F1, yes, it's also small and lightweight.
An icon. The car could be.
Interesting story. Reason it's called the Elise. At the time when the car was launched, it was owned by Roman Bertioli. Okay, am I pronouncing it right? Anyway, same guy who owned Bugatti at the time. Okay. His daughter was Elise. Okay. So, nice little story. She was there when the first car rolled off the production line.
Oh, wow.
And they invited her back when the last Elise rolled off the production line.
That's cool.
That's a nice little story.
That's a cool little story.
Yeah. Anyway,
nice one. It looks like it.
It's a fabulous little car, and everybody who's driven one of these is said. So there's the Elise. There was also the hardtop racing Exige version as well. Various other iterations of the 340R over the years. All fabulous cars.
Nice looking.
Yeah. That seems so simple.
Nice.
Okay. Next car on my list, BMW 850. Not the new 850, the original 850 from the 80s.
Pop-up headlights.
Okay. So
pop-up, no.
Pop-up, yeah. Okay. So this was the first car I ever really wanted. And if I had the money, I would track one of these down.
Yeah,
okay. So this was the 850. Okay. There was also two other versions, the 840, which had the V8. Okay. So this had the V12, 6-litre V12. No, sorry, 5-litre V12. And then there was later the 850 CSI, which was 5.6-litre V12.
Okay.
There was supposed to be an M8. There is a single version of the M8 that was built. The CSI essentially took a lot of things from it, but they decided there wasn't enough demand.
I thought of you the other day. All the M1s drove past me.
Original
like, you know, well, I don't know, look, I didn't stop the but I was driving down the road and then I almost crashed because I was like
I didn't know there was any in this country.
I didn't know either, and I was so surprised, like wow, there's
M1. Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
So we can track it down. Okay, so interesting things about this. Okay, frameless side winners. There was going to be a drop top version, so frameless side winners from the get-go.
Yeah.
Never built. One was built, prototype. The engine is actually two inline sixes that's been mated together. The ECU units are actually, there's an ECU unit for essentially each bank. From the original six-cylinder.
BMW inline six is divine.
And the V12 that they built out of it is superb. There used to be an 850 running around Durban, and it sounded amazing. So this was essentially one of the first cars I ever really wanted.
Good looking car.
That's okay. And you got to have a 911.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question becomes, which 911? Okay. As much as I love the old original 911, the 964 911, okay, this is the 993 911. Okay, this was the last of the air-cooled 911s. It was also the 911 that launched just as I was getting into cars. Okay. New nose, so it had the lights were laid back. Okay, new nose. Interesting enough, the doors and windshield still carried over from the previous 911. This was, for me, what defined a 911. Okay. Most modern 911s essentially derive a lot of their styling from this one. Okay, the laid back headlights. So I thought this was just a fabulous 911 at the time. Like I said, last of them air cooled. And it's such a simple design for a 911. It's not a fussy design like some of the later ones became.
So rear engine, rear wheel drive.
Just nice and simple.
No argument there. 911.
The dash, the five.
There's 5 gauges. What
5 gauges, tachometer in the center, speed on the right, and various other bits and pieces.
Looks like a clock on the far right.
I'm not sure.
No, it looks like a clock.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very plain, basic in the middle. I'll change from now. And then...
Okay, so slightly unfair, I got 2 BMWs on this list.
Okay. This is your choices.
Okay, so other cars, I thought of other cars, but this is the BMW Z4. Okay, not just the Z4, but the Z4 Coupe. Now, being launched way back, we've discussed the old Drivin Z3, which is a engineer special they designed in the background. But this was always part of the plan. Okay, so this is a Z4 hardtop, and it's just something I love about it. The long nose, the short tail. A lot of people don't like the crisp angle styling, the slash on the side and so on. But this felt like an affordable supercar, especially in the Z4M version, which had the same 3.2 litre M engine as the M3.
Was this the one they used in the James Bond movie?
Well, they didn't use they used a soft top.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they didn't use a hard top. Okay, so this is the Z4. Okay, this was the last one that actually had the straight 6 M engine. Okay, which is one of the other reasons I would love to have one of these. It's just one of those cars. Like I said, it's affordable, everyday sort of sports car, and I just love it. I'm sad that they dropped hardtops, the hardtops before. Granted, okay, there is we spoke about the Z4 hardtop that is coming, but that's a very specialized 50 model sort of thing. This was a general production model. So it's just one of the cars that's always just appealed to me.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
I kind of like a lot of two-door sports cars, David. Fine. Kick the kids out.
In all fairness, the 850 does have rear seats, and the McLaren F1 can take 3 people.
Oh, okay. I don't buy it. Those are some very cool cars. I do like of those. Like the McLaren F1 is obviously the icon. I mean, that's like the pinnacle of all car making ever, in my opinion. And I don't like. It'll be hard for anyone to better that. I mean, like I said, they've faster cars. They don't. Like, for example, the Bugatti Veyron, which launched and beat the speeds, and I found it a very clinical exercise. It didn't have the passion. I mean, they spent a fortune on it, and I mean, only now some Bugattis, the new Bugattis, I really think those are actually quite nice. Things like the Devo, the Centro 10. So those are interesting, but the original Veyron just didn't do anything. Weird because like now we've got, so this was it was an icon. It came out of nowhere almost. Like it just happened. I mean, now we've got, look, they're trying with, like, so you've got the AMG one, you've got the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Beautiful cars, like we're using our Formula One tech, active era, all the stuff that's going on. But then you look at the complications behind them, that the AMG one needs to be rebuilt every
30,000 kilometers.
That's not service, that's rebuilt.
Yes.
That's insane. Where these are built to just go.
That's the thing. I mean, the engineering work. Granted, engineering work on modern cars is, especially new hypercars, is amazing. But there's just something so pure about this. I mean, that V12 is an amazing piece of tech. Okay, it sounds amazing. You watch videos. I mean, I've fortunately heard it in real life, but I mean, it's an amazing piece of tech.
There's no car that's touched the motoring world like this has.
Like I said, it redefined what a supercar. This essentially was the first of the hypercars.
And like we now recently spoke about the Rimac Nevera. Cool. That's break records. Okay. We haven't spoken about it since. And it just doesn't have the aura that the McLaren F1 had.
I mean, that granted Gordon Murray, Peter Stevens, and I mean,
I wonder if that was it. Was it the coming together of the right people?
That's partly it. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
you look at Gordon Murray now. I mean, with his this T50, his T33. I mean, the T50 sold out so fast. T33 as well, and I mean there's a serious demand for his things.
It's weird. I wonder if something will ever make an impact like this again. If it does, great.
I'd love to. I'd love to see the next McLaren F1.
Whatever comes up. Whatever it is. And that'll be cool. Okay.
Okay.
That's a good place to leave it.
Okay. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back again soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
As always, like and subscribe.
Follow us on the TikTok.
Okay. We are going to start a blog as well. I'll put a link on the thing when we can.
As well, so then we'll be writing as well.
Yeah.
Because the videos, obviously life gets in the way, so they get a bit difficult to do.
But we're
working on that.
Yeah.
But at least now we can write as well.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Okay. And comments, message us, whatever.
This is quite an interesting thing. The comments that come out, even the bad comments.
Yeah.
It's actually so nice that people are in the conversation.
Yeah.
And I remember getting dragged about that Ranger thing. It was fine. I mean, I'm open to being wrong. But it's just so nice that there's people out there who
share.
That's like
we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks very much, and we'll chat to you soon. Oh well. Okay. Hello and welcome to. Okay.
Sorry.